Okay, I got a very, very special episode for you today. Today we're going to go over the NBA playoff predictions, but this episode is going to have a very special twist to it. What I did was yesterday, for those who were unaware, I went ahead and joined up with my man Art from the R&D vlog, and we did a takeover on the Daniel Artest podcast. When I tell you, this right here was great basketball minds getting together, collabing on an amazing podcast. Wait till you see this. So what I've done is we had almost like 2 hours worth of basketball talk as we broke down every single game of every single series and round all the way to the end where we gave our finals prediction. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm breaking this down into a 3-part series. First, today we're going to go over the Western Conference first round predictions. Man, you're not going to want to miss this one. I'm not going to hold this up anymore. Let's go ahead and dive right into this video because this right here is full of hot flames. Let's get it.
Are you ready?
Welcome back to Journey of a Ballaholic, the best talk show for basketball addicts. I'm your host, General Hannibal X. Now, if you're new on this channel here, you're going to be getting my passionate and in-depth analysis on the hottest NBA and college basketball topics. Listen, I'm a ballaholic, absolutely addicted to basketball. And the guys that I got with me today are ballaholics also. So if you're a ballaholic like us, go ahead and make sure you click that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, but also be sure to tap that bell notification so that you'll be updated whenever I drop new videos, which is every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get in there. It's playoff time. It's time to go ahead and take it on. Listen, we just had that big game yesterday, which I think about Portland over Memphis, man. That right there for a play-in game, a game that really, it counted, but it didn't count toward the regular season stats, didn't count instead of toward playoff stats, but it counted. What y'all think about that game?
Amazing. They said instant classic. I see NBA.com said instant classic, man. I picked it up actually in the second half. I didn't see the first half, but man, that boy Morant's something serious, bro. Like, I didn't expect him to show up against, to me, the number one point guard in the game right now. He came out and showed out, bro. 35 and like 9 or something like that. So the biggest surprise for me was Morant, man. Now, it was good to see McCollum actually come back to life, but great game, bro.
Listen, go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I agree with the CJ McCollum because, his back is messed up. They say he got like some broken bones in his back and stuff. So, I thought that it was going to be a hindrance, but he probably had that adrenaline rush. These NBA players, man, they get that one game in them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then once they heat up, they heat up. He took over in the fourth quarter, like as good as Morant was, but defensively, they exposed him, man.
And look, he let that young boy know he couldn't guard him. As good as Morant is on the offensive end, defensively, he's just not there yet. And CJ was taking that Dame Lillard role, you know what I'm saying? And Dame, I don't know if it was me or not, but it seemed like he was a little fatigued, you know what I'm saying? It seemed like he was just a little tired coming down the stretch. But luckily, CJ was there to pick up the bag.
You know what? I was surprised. I think Dame got like one attempt in like the last 3 or 4 minutes. I don't even know if it was fatigue or if it was like Dame just making a conscious effort. Like, bruh, if we gonna do anything in the playoffs, y'all gotta show me something now. Like, all he had was Melo pretty much the whole. Nurkic played a pretty good series or a pretty good 4 or 5 games. But overall, bro, Lillard was like, man, I ain't gonna do this by myself. I think he really took a step back because he only had one attempt in like the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, even though he didn't necessarily take a lot of shots, even the shots that he did, I think it was like 6 for 15 from the field for that game. But that wasn't his typical Dame game, the way he'd been balling, putting up 40 and 50, 60 points in the last couple of games. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, at the end of the day, you're right. You're absolutely right. In order for them to do anything in the playoffs, he got to have some help. He can't do it all. We've seen guys, Jordan try to do that, Kobe tried to do that, but you can't be that guy try to carry it all. And Dame was there to help him out, man.
You know what's funny though? That Dame had 31 yesterday. He still outscored CJ, right?
Right.
And the bar is so high right now for him that he had a bad game. He had 31 points.
31, exactly.
He didn't take the shots that he needed to take in the fourth quarter. But listen, when your teammate is rolling like that, you're not going to take his momentum. And he was rolling. CJ had 14 in the fourth quarter. He was rolling and stuff, man. And also, as a big man myself that played, gotta give a big shout out to Yusuf Nurkic.
Got to.
Yeah, man.
20 and 20? Man. That's in a playing game, that's big time right there. That's big time.
And also, it's carry over? You think it's gonna carry over?
I don't know.
Lakers?
I doubt he'll have a 20-20 game, but I think he has to have a strong rebounding game against the team he's about to face, which we're about to get into it a little bit. But he's got to be big on the boards. I mean, they got Whiteside coming in also off the bench, but Nurkic is going to play most of those minutes at that 5 spot. And if they're going to do anything, he's got to bring it, bro.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you know what? Since watching, Portland places, they've been like, in everybody's eye right now. I realize how skilled he is, man. He's really skilled passer too. He has 6 assists, but he got a, he's really good.
Yeah.
He's better than what I thought.
He had a triple-double this season.
Yeah.
And I think that's why a lot of people were high on Portland coming into the season, because they understood that with Nurkic, they were in the Western Conference Finals just last year, right? So, but having him out for most of that season, not knowing when he was going to come back, that was kind of troubling. But adding Whiteside, I was like, listen, if you got Whiteside and hold it down until he comes back, and then you add him to that, that's a problem there. I mean, especially when you're talking about being able to counter that perimeter, because they got small guards. So Dame and Lillard are small, but man, you got those big guys down there to be able to bang it and do that dirty work. That's what they need, man.
Exactly.
So what do y'all think about these first round matchups? I mean, to me, like, everything's set now. So what I want to do is I want to go over each one of these matchups, get y'all's opinion on it. Like, what do you, out of these 8 games, what series are you looking most forward to seeing out of the first round? Like, what series do you think is going to be the most intriguing of all of these 8 matchups? Whether it's East Coast, West Coast, which ones are you looking forward to most of all?
I'll let you pop it on, man.
Okay, hey, everybody talking about Portland and Lakers, man. The whole narrative is that now that Dame Lillard, what he had, we're averaging like 47 over the last 4 games or something like that. That he can single-handedly take down the Lakers. This is how I feel. This is my honest opinion about this series. Okay, I got the Lakers in 5. All right, but if the game is close, it could be the game to swing it. Melo, he'll shoot bad the whole game, or hit a big shot. This catch and shoot Melo, man, has been amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, like, that's the series I want to see. That series, I want to see how the series is going to go. I want to see if the Lakers have not playing bad. They was last and everything. Whatever offensive performance they was last in, whether shooting 3, they shot like 25%, and the catch in the 3-point area, 25% shooting. So you're not going to win nothing. Right. Lowest points per game and everything. So, like, I want to see how the Lakers are going to respond now.
What do you think, Art?
Man, I mean, honestly, that's it. I'm a Lakers fan, so that's a series I want to see regardless. You know what I mean? I'm intrigued by that Heat Pacers series, man. I want to just lean and say the Heat, because the Heat are more talented. But I mean, if TJ Warren plays, I'm from Durham too. TJ Warren's from my hometown. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So Hannibal hometown, exactly. Yeah. So it's like I know that boy what he can do. I know what Oladipo can do when he's healthy. If Miles Turner comes back, Malcolm Brogdon is 20 and 10 anytime he wants to. Right. They got a squizzy, man, but then the shooting ability of the Heat. I mean, like Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, like those.
They got snipers out there.
They snipers out there, like you said. Then Bam playing how he plays, on top of Dragic and Butler. It's a really stacked series. But I honestly, I feel like the Heat will pull it out. But I think it's gonna be more intriguing than people are thinking about.
I'm gonna tell you the one I'm looking for most. Obviously, like I said, I agree with both of you on those series. Those are definitely 2 of the top ones I'm looking forward to. But for me, I think the Oklahoma City Thunder and Houston Rockets. And the reason I want to see that was because Russ is hurt right now. Now, I think it would have been more of a lopsided series if Russ was playing. But with him out at least the first couple of games, this thing is a coin flip now. I mean, I think a lot of people sleeping on Chris Paul. He's probably a top 5 MVP candidate this year with the way he's brought Oklahoma City from basically being a lottery team to now top 5 seed? You know what I'm saying? So to see James Harden, Chris Paul, and those young boys that Chris Paul's over there leading, that's going to be a knockdown series. And then once again, we know Houston Rockets, they're going with the small ball. How are these big guys like Steven Adams, Gallinari, how are they going to be able to play in the series? Are they going to be able to stay on the court like a Steven Adams? Can he stay on the court guarding these 5-out perimeter players that Houston's going to throw at him? That's the intriguing matchup I want to see.
I wanted to address that series, actually, because I was thinking about that Steven Adams having to adapt to the basically open 5. That's kind of how they run. But I think Steven Adams is going to get in foul trouble. But we sleep on Notice Noel, man. Notice Noel, he's the cat that can play in between PJ Tucker and that interior. I think Notice Noel's going to average about 25 minutes in this series, which people aren't really talking about. And Steven Adams, of course, is going to get in foul trouble because he's kind of slew-footed. But when he's playing on offense, of course, no one's going to stop him. And then Chris Paul's going to exploit the interior, man. A strong point guard knows how to exploit weaknesses. He's going to exploit that interior. You're going to have so many lobs to Notice Noel. You're going to have so many back downs with Steven Adams. I mean, you got Diallo going to come in, dropping different alleys. You're going to have a lot of stuff happening interior that I don't think the Rockets are prepared for. Now, as far as defending the Rockets, I mean, you know, that's just the ball game right there. Hit or miss. When you playing the Rockets, it's either they hitting or they missing to win the game. If they can protect the ball, I think the Rockets can win the series. But if they struggle with like turnovers, of course they're gonna get out rebounded. But if they struggle with turnovers, it's a wrap, bro. I'm thinking Thunder probably gonna win this one because Russ isn't there for the first two. So I think they're gonna split the first two. I think Harden will pull one of those out just by scoring 50. You know what I mean? But then if you move forward, I think Chris Paul is just going to adapt to whatever they got going on, and they're not going to be able to stop them offensively.
What you think about that series, Dan?
That series, I just think that yeah, like I said, I had Oklahoma City winning it anyway. I just had them winning anyway. You know what? I'm on Chris Paul's side. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that he was done wrong with the pairing with him and James Harden and stuff. He was pushed out. You know why? I don't know. I just feel like James Harden just won everything to himself. And, you know, the reason why Westbrook and James Harden is working out is because I think that not only they have a good relationship, they're probably friends or whatever, but also I think Westbrook plays he's the de facto center, grabs the rebound, he can just go. You know what I'm saying? And you're not even, but you know what? I always wanted to see like what Chris Paul is doing. I just think that he's just going to shock the world, man, and then to pull a series out. You know, now that Westbrook is hurt, those two games might matter.
That
you
does.
know, and also this. Where's the home court advantage at? There's no home court advantage for anybody. Anything can happen this time. And we're in the era of the NBA where everybody's shooting. Everybody can shoot. You know what I'm saying? That gym is a shooter's gym in there. You know what I mean? I was speaking to different NBA reporters in there, and it's actually quiet. You know, like we hear the sound, but it's quiet in there. You know what I'm saying? So when the gym is small, you know what I'm saying? So
that sight lines as well, yeah.
Yeah, the sight lines is different. Depth perception or whatever is different. So I really think that if Houston can win it if they're shooting well, but I think that with Westbrook not being there, I think that Oklahoma City could definitely still. Like who else they got behind Westbrook that's going to score, that's going to rebound? You know what I'm saying? That's going to take the assist for James Harden.
Yeah, I thought if Russ was healthy, I was going to go with Houston in 6 games. But with Russ not being there, I've got Houston at 7. But like you said, I mean, it's a coin flip. I mean, this is one where if you get into a game 7, CP3, he can take it over. You know, he can win that series if like I said, if Houston is off. Because we know they're going to take a lot of threes. And the question is, can they make 35, 36, 37, 40% of those threes? If they do that, they're going to take way too many threes. But if you can hold them under that 35% mark, they're beatable. You know what I'm saying? They're beatable. I don't think that they have any answer for Harden, number one. But number two, I don't know if Adams is going to be able to dominate as much as we think he is because he's going to get isolated on those guards. Eventually, Russ is going to come back. And he's going to can he defend James Harden or a Russell Westbrook in those pick and roll situations? Because if not, you're giving up wide open threes. That's not what Oklahoma City wants to do. So they're going to have to figure out how they're going to do it. And they may have to work with Gallinari being that de facto 5 in a small ball lineup. And I think that could actually be their best lineup if he's able to, like you say, compete with Russ, compete with Harden on the boards, because those boards go hard, man. So let's go to the next one. There's another one in the Western Conference I want to talk about. And this one to me is, I think, a real intriguing matchup. And it's the Dallas Mavericks and the Clippers. A lot of people aren't giving the Mavericks any credit here, any respect here. I actually like Luka and Porzingis in the series. I like them as not to win the series. Let me be very clear. I'm going with the Clippers to win this in 6. But that size advantage that Porzingis has, there's nobody on the Clippers team that's going to match up with that. I mean, I think one thing I want to see Rick Carlisle do is see if he plays Boban Marjanovic when Zubac is playing. Boban is he's an X factor that a lot of people aren't aware of. But when he's on the court, he goes hard, bro. Like it was a game they played in March against Denver. He had like 31-17 up against Jokic. I mean, who's arguably the best center in the game, and he balled on Jokic. So if he's able to match his minutes, because Boban can't play against the Paul Georges, the Kawhi Leonards when they start, and the Montrezl Harrells when they start going small. But when Zubac is in there, if he can play in those lineups, I would love to see that. Also, Porzingis. Who's going to guard Porzingis for the Clippers? I mean, if the only way they have a chance to even win 2 games, because I do think it'll go 6, Porzingis got to give me about 27-12, man. If he can give me about 27-12, they can win a couple games, because Luka's good enough to win 1 game. Luka's he's probably going to average a triple-double. You know, he's going to win you 1 game. I just don't know if he can get you 2. So that's where Porzingis comes in. What you think?
I think that I think Dallas could pull it off. I think for it to happen, like Luka got to go into God mode, okay?
Yeah.
He got to go into guard mode. He's going to have 2 premier wing defenders. As bad as I'm not a big Paul George guy, I respect his game. You know what I'm saying? Really good wing defender. Then you got, Kawhi out there. You know what I'm saying? So Luka's going to have to really he's going to have to really take advantage of any, mistakes that the Clippers make. Defensively and stuff. That point that you made about Boban coming in with Zubac is amazing right there. Like, that can swing a game.
It can
Definitely swing a game. Like, people think Boban is this big, slow, plodding center. Yeah, he is. But his per 36 minutes is crazy. Like, he will dominate you. Like, I was like, damn, Boban played back 20 years ago. He's an all-star. You can't call him down there. Got footwork. He just got range all the way out to the 3-point line, even though he's an 18-foot jump shooter and stuff. Like, I love Boban's game. That's a really dope point that you made. But I got the Clippers in 6 as well.
Yeah.
It just depends on how Luka got to be hot. Like, he got to be in the 37, 15, 12 range, man. You know what I'm saying? Because and Porzingis actually been doing really well. He had a couple 30-point games in the bubble and stuff. Like, Porzingis really has been playing, man. Like, he really got used to his role of not posting up. This whole 5-out offense that Dallas is running, Coach Carlisle not having Porzingis post up has been working. You put him in Porzingis in pick and rolls, picking fades, picking pops, everything. You know what I'm saying? It's working. So, like 7-3. Porzingis is putting the ball on the floor and get at the rim now too. And then once again, like, this whole thing with no fans. With no home court advantage, nobody's traveling. Like it's a long shot, man, but it's possible. But like I said, Clippers in 6, man.
Yeah, I don't think I said Clippers in 6 as well. But as I think more about it, man, I don't think Luka's going to be able to get that much done against this defense. Of course, we think about Paul George. I mean, his size, of course, he's stronger than most, but he's not stronger than Kawhi. So if he is overpowering Paul George, you switch him out, you have so many people to tire him out. You know what I mean? You put Patrick Beverly on him. You can put Montrezl Harrell on him. He's not faster than Montrezl. He's really not. Now he's shifty, so he'll get him with the moves. But you literally can put 4 strong perimeter defenders on that dude, and he's really by himself. I think it comes down to Tim Hardaway and Steph Curry, man. If Tim Hardaway and Steph Curry can give him 25, like alternating 25, because we both are capable of doing it. If they're able to get that, then you get Dorian Finney giving them 15, they might can outscore them. Now it's just going to be on the Clippers having a bad shooting night. That's going to be the only thing that's going to make the Clippers lose to the bad shooting night. Because if they're shooting well, no one in the NBA is going to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, from their 1 through 4 is literally like the best starting 5 in the game. You know what I mean? And when I say 1 through 4, I mean Beverly, George, Leonard, and Harold. Like, and then you got Will, bro. Who Will? Like, man, I don't think the Mavericks have a chance. I think the Mavericks, I think they can win 1 or 2 games, but I think we give Luka a little bit too much credit for a brilliant season. He has to show me a brilliant career before I can give him all this playoff experience and playoff credit.
Oh no, this is where superstars are made. Like Luka has it all. There's no question about his talent. But when it comes to, are you going to go to that next? Like, people want to talk about him being a top 10 player. He's not there yet. He can make that name in these playoffs now. You go against the Clippers and you bust their head in a couple games. You win a couple of close games with him and Kawhi.
1 or 2.
But that's where he can make that leap into that top 10, into that upper echelon. And I think he's going to have a couple games like that. I mean, I understand the perimeter defense that Paul George and Kawhi and Pat Beverly bring, but let's be honest here. This isn't the 90s. This is 2020. You can't hand check, right? And so in this situation now, how physical? And this is a physical Clippers team. How physical can they be with the crafty guy who's going to use the angles? He's going to use the in and out dribbles. He's going to use these maneuvers to get to the free throw line, to get in the paint. And then he's got shooters all around the perimeter. He's got size for the lob. It's going to be tough to go. I mean, this offense that Dallas has is like the highest rated offense in NBA history. In NBA history, it's the number 1 rated offense over the Steph Curry and Kevin Durant Warriors, over the Jordan Bulls. It's the number 1 rated offense in NBA history.
What's that based on?
What Luka's doing and how he's quarterbacking that, that's major, man. So once again, I don't think they'll beat the Clippers. I think it's just too much talent, too coaching, defense, superstardom. But Luka's going to, I think, really shine. I think he's going to really shine in these playoffs, man.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I want us to reconvene in a couple weeks after we see Luka get an athlete against this. Because I mean, yeah, we can all say it. He definitely has the package. He has the experience playing overseas in close games and chip games. But the league is completely different, man. It's like what he was playing against over there. They had like 2 players that could be NBA players. When he's playing against superstars on defense now, and he did it against the league in the regular season. And if you watch the Mavericks, bro, he get every call, bro. Like he's more favorable calls than Harden. You know how Harden
that's the NBA today, though. That's why James Harden lives at the free throw line. That's why I think Luka has that ability where he can average a 30-point triple-double against these guys, because he's going to get the benefit of the doubt because of his style of play. He's not like a Russell Westbrook where he's just always in attack mode. He kind of goes from first to second gear. He knows how to really pace himself, and that kind of throws the defense off because they don't know when he's going or not. And sometimes they'll just collide in him because he gives them raise the eyebrow a little bit, or give him a little shoulder knot. And next thing you know, now he's the and one. So like Lou Williams is great at that as well. And so when you have those guys who aren't super athletic but move at their own pace, they're tough to guard, man.
I was going to ask. I actually didn't do my research on this. What was the Lakers Clippers like the Clippers and Mavericks like over the season? Do you know what their records were? Was it 1 and 2?
I believe the Clippers swept the Mavericks.
They swept them.
Okay. I believe they did. But once again, Porzingis is finally healthy right now, is what it looks like, and I think he's that real X factor because he has to dominate. If he's not giving me 27 and 12, they have no chance of possibly winning more than one game.
I think Porzingis is average 30. Actually, I think Porzingis will average 30. And they'll still lose in 6 though, maybe 5.
I agree. Yeah. So let's jump over to the next game. We got, for me, I want to see this Denver Nuggets, and that's the first game of this whole bubble. Tomorrow at 1:30 p.m., you're gonna get the first game of the playoffs, and we got Denver Nuggets and the Utah Jazz. What's your thoughts on this? Who are you going with, Dan?
Let me address that real quick because I just saw some breaking news. Conley had to leave the bubble, bro. Conley left the bubble. Yeah, family. He just it just came on my phone. Conley had to leave the bubble for family.
Wow. Well, that right there, that's breaking news right there. What you think, Dan?
I have Denver pulling it out anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like Utah, but besides Donovan Mitchell, they play hard as a team, but they need another second scorer, man. You know what I mean? Like they need a second scorer. And playoffs is different, man, because they can hone in on Donovan Mitchell now. You know, these coaches are elite. They're there for a reason. You know what I'm saying? Mike Conley had a baby, so salute to Mike Conley. Congratulations. Okay. That's what that is.
Right.
But hey, man, Jokic, man, Michael Porter Jr. Listen, Michael Porter Jr. He just came out of nowhere, averaging 22 and 7 in the bubble. You know what I'm saying? So like, I didn't know that because think about it, he averaged 7 and 4 during the season.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When the bubble comes, he just blows up. So they have more. I think just because they have more offensive firepower, that and better shooting, and you got Jokic. You know what I mean? To do everything, guy. Man, I think that that's gonna be the first 7-game series I'm gonna name in this bubble, though.
That's gotta go 7.
I think it goes 7 because Utah's tough. Tough. I'll give him that.
Nah.
What you think, Art?
I mean, especially without Conley, they don't win. Honestly, I'm not sure if they win a game anymore. Their second leading scorer is Jordan Clarkson, bro. So you have Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson, and then you go with Ingles and Gobert. Like that's not enough to beat the honestly maybe the second deepest team in the league. I think the Nuggets is the second deepest, if not the deepest, behind the Clippers. The Nuggets they got a starting 5 off the bench, bro. Like the Jazz can't compete with them, man. Like who the Jazz bring off the bench? Like Moutier,
Clarkson.
Like that's what I'm saying, bro. You can't, you know what the playoffs is. The playoffs is a fatigue game, bro. It's an endurance game. So when you get down to so they might win a game. Out of them first 3 games, they might win a game. I see it in 5. I really don't see how they could take it. I don't see how they can win more than 2 games. I don't see how they can win 1 game, Daniel. I think they can win 1 game. He definitely can't take it to 7. Why you say 7?
Because I was giving Utah's defense the benefit of the doubt. They can lock up though.
Yeah.
I mean, they play tough defense and things like that. So that's why I was just saying it could be tough. It could be tough.
Without the point guard now though. Now you got a guard without the point guard.
Yeah. So
see, for me, I had Denver in 6 initially, but now just hearing this news here, I think I'll go Denver 5. Because Mike Conley, the dynamic that he is able to take the ball out of Mitchell's hands. That's big, right? A lot of times Mitchell, especially last year, it was just too much on his shoulders, trying to create shots for others, trying to get his own shot. Now I think he was settling into a better role where he had Mike Conley be able to be more of a playmaker, and he could kind of play off him. If you don't have Mike Conley out there, now that's going all back on the shoulder, and they don't have Bogdanovich. That's the biggest
exactly.
that part right now is that that's the second league scorer. Go ahead, Dan.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Donovan. All right, that changed my answer for me.
Him not being there is major because he's that shooter that they need from the outside. You know, he gives them more size. So yeah, like I said, with this news with Mike Conley being out, first of all, congratulations to Mike Conley. But I got Denver in 5. Like I said, I think Utah's defense is good enough. Donovan Mitchell, I mean, he's a borderline, you know, all-star superstar. He's trying to cross over to that superstar level. So I would say he can maybe get you one game, but that's pretty much that series is going to be. I think it's going to be over pretty quickly. Actually, and I think tomorrow I'm hoping that Denver comes out and make a statement early to let it be known that they are legitimate. Because I mean, last year being a 2 seed and not even making the Western Conference Finals, they got some making up to do, man. They got some making up to do. So we'll see how they take it out. So I think we talked about the Western Conference now. That's the 4th series in the West. Let's jump over to the Eastern Conference.
Can I ask one question real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to talk about this Donovan Mitchell. I have not seen Donovan Mitchell get an easy basket at all in his NBA career. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like he gets his 20 a game, but it just seems so hard, man. You know what I mean? Like that's why, you know what? And now that Donovan is not there, that actually that could either be a 5-game or a 4-game, man. I didn't know about Donovan. I mean, I knew he was hurt. It just got my mind.
Right.
You know?
No,
but yeah,
right. I think Mitchell is definitely a good, tough shot maker. But and that's why I think Conley, that role was so crucial for him creating easy baskets for Mitchell, so he doesn't have to do everything. But without him, man, I mean, even if he misses just a couple games, they may not win any game without Conley being there. You know, so it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But let's swing over to the East Coast. Man, listen, I gotta stop it right there. I gotta pause it right there because this right here is just we're gonna take this thing to the whole next level in this next episode, but I'm going to put a pin in this until Wednesday. I'm going to do a special episode on Wednesday, which I normally don't do, but I had to break this thing down into multiple part series. So be sure that you go ahead and stick around, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification so you'll be updated. But on Wednesday, I'm going to drop a second part to this series where, like I said, we did over 2 hours of great basketball conversation, and we're going to be breaking out on Wednesday the Eastern Conference. We're going to go over the first round predictions, our conference finals, second round, everything. Who's going to be in the NBA Finals? We're going to reveal all of that on Wednesday. Make sure you go ahead. If you haven't subscribed, click the logo up top. If you missed any of my previous videos, I got an amazing playlist for you to click right here. Check the box on the screen. Listen, until next time, make sure you stay safe in the streets. And remember, we still want justice for Breonna Taylor. Peace.